Tenacious D, with their self-titled album, 21 tracks, 50 minutes, first studio album with the American comedy rock band, released September 2001 via Epic Records. Produced by the Dust Brothers, recorded in Los Angeles, 2 singles were released in Tribute and Wonderboy. This album would peak number 33 in the US, number 38 in the UK, number 13 here at home, with Tribute being the only band's top 10 single here as well. The album has gone platinum in the US, double platinum in the UK, as well as gold in Austria, and this album marks a bit of a departure from the more acoustic origins and they had in the past with the EPs, and to round out the band, they listed Dave Grohl on drums, Paige McConnell on keys, Warren Fitzgerald on guitar, and Stephen Shane McDonald on bass. Go.
Jack Black's manic energy and love of rock and roll comes across brilliantly on this album, and Kyle Gass is perfect for Jack to play off. I know it's humour and satire, but it works so fucking good because they're playing it straight. They worked hard on these songs, and the songs themselves are actually really good. Yeah. The spoken tracks are brilliantly funny, and it's not exactly a concept album, but it just takes you along on their story, and it's always a fun listen. 8 out of 10. I love listening to this. One Note Song, which is fucking brilliant. Jack wrote that down. Tribute, obviously, Wonderboy. Fuck Her Gently, there's a lesson to be learned in that song. It's very deep. Hey! Dio, inward singing, he invented something. Kyle quit the band, karate, and rock your socks.
This is undeniably brilliant.
Okay, this one didn't go over your head.
No, of course not, of course not. As you would expect from Tenacious D, the lyrics are incredibly clever, and the skits in between the songs really tie everything together so nicely. Yeah, without them, it's not the same album.
Yep.
The way Jack Black uses his voice is incredibly...
He's a voice actor.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and you know how he goes from that snarl to actually singing into his falsetto. That's ridiculously hard to do. That is fantastic. But the unsung hero for mine is Kyle Gass.
Yeah.
That dude can play guitar like it's nobody's business, and everything meshes together so beautiful. Obviously, it sounds like Dave Grohl's playing drums. Obviously. Mm-hmm. Overall, for mine, this is a 9 out of 10. I love this album. The highlights for me are Kielbasa and Karate.
Nice.
Cool. First time I heard Tenacious D, I was taken by surprise. I hadn't heard anything of it. So I hadn't heard, no one had mentioned the band to me, and I saw the video on like Channel V or whatever it was at the time.
Tribute?
It was Tribute, yeah. And I saw Jack Black and stuff in the video. I had no idea it was actually them. I thought it was like, Chevy Chase in the bloody Paul Simon video and that kind of thing. I thought they just sort of as employed actors. But I really dug that song, and it gave me a real Devil Went Down to Georgia kind of vibe because of the whole storytelling and all that kind of thing.
Yep.
Instantly loved it, went and grabbed the CD the next day, came home and played, and then realised what I had, which was essentially a comedy album. It was them, and I just thought, okay, hang on, this is not what I thought I was walking into. The songs are brilliant, and no one should ever take anything away from them as songwriters.
No.
Again, the fact that they're funny, I think, just enhances it even further. The sketches are just brilliant. And again, it's measurable by how quotable it is. If you've got a group of friends that like this band or like this album, you'll be forever throwing stupid lines at each other out of nowhere. I haven't stopped almost as much as Bad News, which is hard to...
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Yeah, it's hard to do for me. It's such a great album. It's a real shame that the movie didn't quite take off like it did, because great. I think as a result, it's a great movie, but it didn't get the legs and didn't pull the money. So I would have loved to have seen Tenacious D go on with more little adventures around the world doing things and releasing albums to go along with it. It's a real shame. Musically, it's really good and really well performed. The harmonies between the two of them are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. The guitar playing is stellar. Dave Grohl does a great job on this. More and more of JB in the Rage Cage for me. I can't get enough. I love it. 9.5 out of 10. The highlights: Karate, Double Team, Kielbasa, Tribute, and Fuck Her Gently.
Now, for mine, this band's been a little bit of a hit and miss. Now, this album's really good, but the ones after this, they haven't grabbed me anywhere near as much as this one has. So it was good to go back and actually give this one a review, because I haven't done that in this context before. All-star cast of musicians here. Don't ever doubt the ability of Jack or Kyle to play and sing incredibly well. Performances are fantastic across the board here, expect no less, obviously with the names assembled for this. But the composition is another outstanding aspect of this band. Ripping musicians that, again, if it weren't for the lyrical content, would be, smoking it up the charts. They'd be writing smash hits. What's cool about the writing here, though, is how little sketches, like we were saying, form those segues into the songs that follow without those little spoken bits, the songs themselves will make absolutely no sense whatsoever. But with those bits, it all ties together, and it's a complete fucking story. It's the whole album. It's almost a concept, but it's really well done. The lyrics, in that regard, cross over well. They blur the lines between rock and comedy nicely. It also adds to the flow of the album. It's a big sketch, well orchestrated, and the production is really rich on this as well. I love how it's got plenty of balls, but the acoustic tone is outstanding on this. And that's important for this band because all of it's built out of the acoustic guitar. Warm drums basically with it. This has really good use of depth and space as well. I love how they've captured and presented the energy on this. There's no change when it comes to the spoken bits either, so the dynamics and the sounds and that don't change. Like, you feel like you're literally following them around while it's not actually going anywhere. Like the drive-through sketch. What the but
you got any money?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah. But the way it all plays out, they've just done this whole thing so much as a cohesive listen from top to bottom. It's art in its purest form.
Yes, it is.
It is. And I'll go to bat for a band that does, because it's not easy to do this sort of shit. Not at all. They've done it well. It's funny. It's clever. I like how it's all tied together in a nice, neat little bow. Unlike my fucking tongue. It's very, very well executed. I'm not sure how this goes on repeat listens over and over again, but this is one where you can go back to it quite often and it won't get tiring. The humour is still there. It's one of those ones where the comedy always stays fresh in the context of the album, which is good. It's a good, fun, solid album. Probably where they peaked for mine. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Tribute, Rock Your Socks, Wonderboy, and The Road were my standouts. Nice. Check it out for yourselves and let us know what you think.
Cool.
So we close it out with a bin.
Fucking up again.
Quite jealous of Fred.
The ability to curl up and just sleep wherever.
No, just the fact that he's sleeping and I'm not.
Oh, okay.